to some new reporting now that's first to NBC News, and it has some major global consequences. Our Pentagon and White House team reporting today that Russia is giving an unprecedented level of military and technical support to Iran, according to senior Biden administration officials, who say the support from Moscow is in exchange for weapons to use in their war with Ukraine. So what does that look like, right? Like, let's get to specifics here. For one, Iran might be getting things like helicopters and air defense systems, while the Kremlin gets Iranian-made drones, which have been used to devastating effect on the Ukrainian battlefield. According to White House officials, there's even the possibility of the two countries establishing a joint production line for drones in Russia. Joining us now is NBC News correspondent Courtney Kube, who covers national security in the Pentagon. She's on that byline along with her colleagues there in the White House team, including Carol Lee. And Courtney, it is not often that you drop a story that people around the world then react to, right? I mean, for you, it happens a lot. Talk to us about the implications on this, because we've seen this reverberate. What can the U.S. do about this relationship between Iran and Russia? I just talked to Ned Price about sanctions, for example. What are the other tools in the toolbox here?
And some of those were announced today, as we heard from Ned, some new sanctions against Russia, and specifically against entities that were directly involved in the transfer of some Iranian UAVs that have been used with really devastating consequences and impact in Ukraine, even in recent weeks, Hallie. But what's different about this reporting, look, we've been hearing for weeks, even months, about the relationship between Russia and Iran. Specifically, we had been hearing that Iran was providing Russia with these UAVs or drones. There was some belief they could begin to transfer up to hundreds of ballistic missiles to Russia. That's not, the U.S. has not seen that quite yet, but there's still concern. But what we're learning today from Biden administration officials is that that relationship has now bloomed into what they are calling a full-fledged military partnership, meaning that weapons, equipment, and expertise and training are now flowing in both directions, not just from Iranians to the Russians, but also in the other direction as well. You mentioned that they are talking about setting up some joint production lines. They're also talking, there's some concern. Iranians have been training on these more advanced Russian fighter jets in Russia. In recent months, there's some concern that the Russians may actually give Iran some of these advanced fighter jets, which would cause real ripples within the region if they had that capability with allies, U.S. allies like Israel and others.
آنچه در مورد ما میگویند